Hello. How you guys doing? We here for Monument Mythos? Didn't that end up ending a while ago? I don't know. I haven't seen it really. I know of it, but it was recommended after I did the Flesh Pits, was it the Mystery Flesh Pits reading thing? So I figured, hey, let's do that. Let me make myself a little bit smaller. That's actually a little bit better. It's not a huge difference, but whatever. All right, so we got 2 seasons here. We're going to start with season 1. I've heard that I need to keep track of what's going on, so go open up Paint. We're going to go ahead and try and just keep track of what's going on while it's happening. I'll probably do that in a second window. We'll go from there. Judd Stoddle, thank you for the 65. Holy shit. Months of support. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. I don't know if it's ended. This will be my first watch of most of this. So, yeah. Anyway, let's start with season 1. So it should be said that there is a correct order to watch all of this. I don't know what that order is, but I assume that watching all of the season 1 stuff all the videos on the channel are connected. He's working on House on the Ocean now. Okay. Watch them chronologically. That's what I'm thinking. Let's watch them in the order that they're in this playlist. Bingo. Okay. So this is the trailer. I don't know if there's going to be anything here that we won't get anywhere else, but okay, that was kind of a nothing burger. Sure. It's a trailer. It would be. I always have closed captioning on just because it helps me do stuff. But, Liberty Lurker. Okay, so the following audio is an excerpt from 1889 interview with the designer of the Statue of Liberty. Okay, real quick. Let's write that down. First off, let's get a timeline going. So literal line if we can make it. Okay. Interview. I mean, I guess 1889 interview with designer of statue. Okay, cool. And I probably want to know who that is because it's called the Monument Mythos. So, okay. So, I know we're like watching this real slow. Designer of the Statue of Liberty. President Grant. How's his French, by the way? Okay, in 19... Oh, God. This is a lot of information all at once. Maybe this will stop being so much information all at once eventually, but holy crap. Like, okay. Should we just watch it and not try and take notes? Like, I feel like taking notes is slowing this video progression down. So this one is 1949, Statue of Liberty, renovations. Okay. I wonder if I need to know that. Okay, no, that's going to be explained here. Install the engine for the Statue of Liberty. Okay. So it's not an elevator. Waste storage. Okay. So then we can put another line down. All right. 1954. Bad smell from Statue of Liberty. Okay, go. Statue of Liberty is shitting now. Why are we taking notes? Because there's a lot, apparently. The whole place reeks like flesh, like a slaughterhouse. That's a bad sign. It's not an ARG, it's just analog horror. I've just been told that I need to keep notes.
Immaginate quanto puzzeranno le città. Ricordo di aver sentito altre famiglie dire quasi scherzosamente che volessero tornare a Milano per via dell'odore. La mia famiglia aveva spruzzato profumo.
Decaying flesh is the American way.
Ma funzionava solo per un'ora o giù di lì, finché l'aria diventava di nuovo insopportabile. Le serate erano così calde. Rimasi per lo più sveglia, anche se il resto della mia famiglia dormiva.
You don't need to keep notes, there's a wiki for this. Okay.
Guardavo fuori dalla finestra ogni notte e vedevo figli di persone che venivano condotte alla Statua della Libertà dai funzionari.
Lines of people being
Se
led.
solo fossero saliti sul piedistallo, i funzionari se ne sarebbero andati e non sarebbe successo nient'altro. La mattina seguente però ci sarebbe stato un odore peggiore, come un mattatoio.
1986. The first sign of the Liberty Lurker. The waste storage compartment to a mass grave. Why is there a mass grave there? If you are family members, if you have family members who were last seen at Ellis Island between the years of 1949 and 1954, you may be entitled to compensation. 1986, Liberty Lurker. Is that what we learned there? Yeah, August 1985. Oh, something was coming out of... Wait, hold up. Like, right at the end here, there's something right there. That's the good part! What is that? We haven't seen Rushmore's Revenge yet. We're going in order. Okay. Is Alex Kansas one of the characters we need to keep track of, or is that just the name of the creator? Copyrighted music, probably. I don't care. It's not going to look like that, though. It's not going to look like that, Taco Bell. Okay, hold up. All right. August 7th. Two 2003. This is like not to any scale whatsoever. I'm doing such a bad job of this. 2007. I guess August 7th. That's also in the summer. 2007. Quite a while later, but I wonder if summer is important. 2003. Excuse me. I didn't do great in school when it came to taking notes. Okay. Just the fuck? How does paint work? Good. Fine. Mount Rushmore vandalized. Mass murder. That is huge. The writing on that is massive. Isn't Mount Rushmore like an actual mountain? Execution occur in 2,600 landmarks? Souls of Lincoln will be freed. And so Liberty is probably talking about the people who are being sacrificed to the monuments. And then a week later, there's more on Mount Rushmore. I'll introduce infection next week, Monday to Sunday, 10. Okay. It's very specific. Okay, I'm like low-key giving up on taking notes. This is too much information too fast. Okay, so on that Monday, when the infection was supposed to happen? The patrols are told about anomalies. Wait, what? To videotape all anomalies. Right, during that time where he said that there was going to be an infection. Like, that's a hyper-specific time. It's like a 1-minute window. Can you put it in dark mode when you're logged out? There you go. I'm a maniac who uses light mode. So they're told to film anything beyond in that time, and during that time, asteroid hits behind Mount Rushmore, and then the next day. Yeah, let's figure it out first, because like I'm getting the broad strokes. So there's someone on Mount Rushmore, sure. Oh, if that's Morse code, you can go fuck yourself. I do not. Oh, Scooby-Doo ghost sounds. Okay. I mean, he said he was going to attack for like a week, right? And then something about Lincoln. So, a fella on top. Okay. So whoever it is slowly going from one head to the other every day. Is he just like flossing? What was that? Really, dude? Come on. This guy needs to learn how to focus. What? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Mount Rushmore smells like baby powder nowadays. I think it comes from the stuff that the workers put on the heads. Yeah, I see them do it all the time. They go from Washington to Lincoln every night, powdering like a baby. So someone threatened to do some sort of infection in order to make up for the damage that was done due to the Liberty Lurker. This is the first time watched through, yeah. And something about Lincoln.
Halo top.
No. I guess we could talk about it while we're waiting for these ads to go. This is Alcatraz attack. Two days before therapy. So hold up. Okay. So a meteorite hit at the beginning of the week when he said that stuff was going to go down. And then every day at around that time there was like Scooby-Doo howling or something. And then at the last day of the week, suddenly like tentacles coming out of the top of it. Oh, hey, Yol, thank you for the raid. We're watching the Monument Mythos. Incoming raid. Yep, there it is. How are y'all? Whoa, my God, that's a lot of people. Y'all raided at a weird time, yeah. Yeah, we're watching a analog horror series called the Monument Mythos. And so far we've seen the Statue of Liberty is being used to sacrifice immigrants. And then Mount Rushmore got infected, and now it has tentacles coming out of it. And something about Alcatraz. That's literally all we know so far. There's a tunnel on... Okay. So far, all of this looks fairly normal. Detector shed. That's weird. Theater mode. Probably the better way of doing this. Good call. Sure, tennis courts. And I'm sure this is gonna be fucked up. Oh, you're not gonna, okay. The amoeba looking thing, you're not gonna explain. Not even gonna tell us what that is. Alcatraz oitis? So there's fellas bouncing around in the prison, sure. That sure isn't helping. I have no idea what that is. Radiation therapy, yeah? Cell division. The prison has cells. I literally have no idea what's going on right now. Dude, I don't either. Projected movements. Over the course of 20 years, it's gonna do a 180? Like a 90? Okay. Well, that seems like a problem. So your solution so far is bombing it? Because it's gonna eat? Is that more Alcatrazes? Wait, how many Alcatrazes are there? As of 2020, the Alcatraz zone extends to West Texas. I'm sorry, what? There's cell division. So Alcatraz is, so they're trying to, so Alcatraz is spreading like a cancer throughout the western United States, and they're trying to do radiation therapy to stop it. America's 37th president. Okay. I'm just gonna... Richard Nixon. Okay, that's what I thought. Getty Images. Okay.
During a program of ABC Evening News, anchor Peter Jennings told viewers to look forward to next week for a special broadcast of national significance. Jennings would continue to remind viewers of the special broadcast over the next 7 nights, even referring to it at one point as the most unprecedented announcement in recent history. A week after its first mention, Jennings reminded viewers of the special broadcast one last time, asking them to pay attention later that night for an exclusive look at the greatest gift to the American people. Due to the anticipation built over the week, over 60 million Americans tuned into ABC, waiting for the evening news to end.
Can you imagine if the president did drop NFTs? Like, hey guys, I've got an important announcement. I'm minting a whole new line of NFTs. That's like super illegal, by the way. Like, you can't use your position as a politician to make money that way, I'm pretty sure, right? Like, I don't think you're allowed to sell merch. No, don't pog that. Don't pog NFTs, RevPogbot. You're wrong. No. New Constitution, but it's written on NFTs. So it could be bought and sold. It's got an ugly-ass monkey on it.
And for the special broadcast to begin. There were countless theories as to what would occur, from the announcement of alien life to the declaration of an all-out nuclear war. Speculation was brewing intensely. Once the evening news program ended, a black screen with a 10-second countdown commenced with the title Dean Democracy.
Okay, real quick, I do want to mention the charity again, just while everyone's here. I know people will probably leak a bit as we go. There's the link to it. You'll contacted Mike about setting up the charity to raise some money for people in Ukraine that are dealing with the bullshit that's going on there. If you're interested, you can donate to that link there. You can do ! Donate to get that link if you need it. Donate within your means, obviously. It's to go directly to refugees who, when is the charity going to start? It is ongoing. It is going to end at the end of the month. Last I checked, we are at 12K. Is that right? Yeah, 12K. $12,275. Average donation somewhere around the $5 to $10 region. So if if you're gonna donate, that's a good amount. Show them the graphic. This. Also, hey, Mike, how you doing? The goal was 100, so we blew that out of the water. But yeah, the money is going directly to refugees rather than check DMs. Oh, this one. Yes. Okay, so that I saw you guys talking about this. So the 29th, which is Friday, I'm doing a stream. I'm going to be doing Pokeball. But every time I fail, I'm going to read a line from something that chat votes on. Yeah, I made it, and yeah, I know it looks like shit, but get over it. No one cares. It'll be fine. Thank you, Mike, for making this. Then at 6, I'm going to stop, and then Mike's going to go live. I'm going to raid him, and that way he can read bad Sonic fanfics. Then Yoel will go live on Friday, obviously. And then on the 30th, that is Saturday, I'm going to be doing Tabletop Sim. We're going to do Fun Employed, Snake Oil. Abby is talking. We're going to do Mountains of Madness. That one's going to be a good one. Or maybe that Ghost one. I think that Ghost one would be good. The one where they have to guess what I'm trying to go on about. It's sort of like Clue in reverse. Mike's gonna do the Bug Snacks DLC on Mysterium. Thank you. God, I could not remember the name of it. Yes, Mysterium. Then Yoel is gonna do some GeoGuessr and stuff on oh my god. Lukune, thank you for the gift subs. That's very cool of you. May 1st, Limes is going to do stuff, and then we're going to do Mario Kart. I'm just reading exactly what it says on the screen right now. I don't give a shit. Know these things. And then that's going to be Mario Kart. That was great when we did that the other day. I don't know if we were there for that, but that was fun. And then Vinny will be streaming at 9 on the 1st. So I'm going to not be streaming anytime that it doesn't say that I'm not streaming. Have you considered upgrading to Windows 11? No. I never think. Thinking's not a thing I do. Thank you for sending the link, Mike. Again, it's food and healthcare, not bombs and guns. So if you don't like war and you think what's going on over in Ukraine sucks, you could throw some dosh at this. Have you done any other charities for Ukraine besides this one? Not so much. This is the first one we've done. Mike approached me with it. He's like, do you want to do this thing? And I'm like, hell yeah. because I feel so bad seeing the news, and I'm just like, I'm tired of feeling bad about the world. I want to do something about it, and I'm glad to be a part, to be able to try and... Anyway. Kitty says mew. Abby wants to help. She has something to say. So, anyway. We're going to go ahead and just... You can appeal that if you want. If you meant that as a joke. But get fucked if you didn't. Yes, Pog. Anyway, we're going to get back to this, but if you're wanting to donate, feel free to throw Dosh at it whenever you feel like. Don't go beyond your means. Thank you for even considering it. As Mighty Poots says, it's pretty bad over there, so thank you guys for helping. Anyway, back to good times.
Viewers so terrified of the threat of nuclear war.
Good times.
Reportedly experienced nervous breakdowns and ran down the street, declaring that Dean Democracy was the code name for an all-out nuclear holocaust. Yet once the countdown ended, all fears were soon replaced with tears of joy and an excitement not seen since the end of World War II.
What are we waiting for? Let's bring them back home.
In the seconds following James Dean's presidential announcement, hundreds of thousands of neighborhoods erupted into celebration. Although other candidates had promised to end the Vietnam War, none had so accurately expressed the same anger that they had felt.
Let's just end the war, man!
In a 15-second broadcast. Due to copyright,
literally a 15-second.
ABC Evening News was canceled the next night, replaced by a 30-minute loop of James Dean's presidential announcement. The broadcast was watched again by over 38 million Americans, and the parties continued for the rest of the week.
This is an alternate history creepypasta, yes.
Due to repeated assassination attempts on Robert Kennedy, the Democratic Party presidential debates were canceled for the 1968 election season. However, this proved to be no issue for Dean, as polls indicated that he was in the lead for the entirety of 1967 and
Get fucked, Nixon!
Despite having had fewer public appearances and rallies than any other candidate. The strength of his campaign...
I love that his campaign was like, just end the war, bro.
On the powerful advertisements he directed that would air every Friday evening on ABC. The series of programs would be considered by many as another weekly TV series, and went on to become the highest-rated TV show on television after the conclusion of Star Trek in 1967. Although a presidential debate was eventually scheduled 2 weeks before the election, James Dean instead invited opponent Richard Nixon to a track to race cars on the same night. Although reluctant at first, Nixon
Wait, how did James Dean actually die? Yeah, that's what I thought. A car crash. He died, he was killed in a 2-vehicle accident near Paso Robles, California. He was killed, but his passenger and the driver of the other vehicle survived. Okay. No, Pogbot, no.
Agreed and went to spend the entire day with Dean, reportedly even telling the actor, "To hell with it, I'm voting for you. You're already a better president than I'll ever be." This statement, although only a rumor, was spread like wildfire in tabloids and permanently curbed Nixon's chance for victory. On the morning of November 1st, 1968, 4 days before Election Day, anti-Dean groups hijacked radio channels and told civilians they were fed up with James Dean and that television was ruining American youth. After the broadcast...
Wait, what did they do? What did James Dean do? He just seems super popular for no reason. The anti-Dean groups. Not only did James Dean not die, he became president because Nixon was like, dude, you're great at this. He ended the war.
The groups went on to cut
He's
hundreds
got
of
bad
power lines
vibes.
in the southeast, effectively preventing any of Dean's presidential ads from reaching any household below Tennessee. Dean quickly heard of the incident, and despite the risk of an assassination, flew down to the south and quickly went to work with local electricians to repair the broken power lines.
Bro, what? Okay.
James Dean would be met with a supportive crowd, primarily younger voters who were eager to see a younger face back in the White House. Elderly white conservatives, often the parents of the younger supporters, remained in their houses and occasionally peered through their window blinds to catch a glimpse of the handsome candidate.
He is
Although it
good
wasn't known
looking.
to Dean at the time,
I'll say
aid
that.
groups in the South had perpetuated the idea that he was Satan in disguise,
Oh. What is he doing?
and cited his good looks and his love for jazz as being clear signs of
Oh, he likes jazz. Evil. Oh, he's got devil wings.
James Dean is no man.
The Anti-Dean Association.
Elderly white conservatives in the Southeast would be the only demographic unfazed by his campaign, yet Dean continued to travel from state to state, repairing power lines for 4 days straight until the very morning of the election. On November 5th, 1968, James Dean received 75% of the popular vote with 395 electoral votes. Nixon congratulated
That's a bit weird. That's a lot. That's the kind of numbers you get when. Now hold up. What's the biggest margin in votes in American history? Okay, I mean, yeah, George Washington won. Okay, here it is by percentage. Just all right. So, Electoral College, popular vote. Yeah, I mean, like, was anyone else running? Yeah, there was no other person. Yeah, you just win if you're George Washington. No shit. Wait, what? Oh, is this where the Electoral College fucked things up? Percentage of the popular vote. Okay, so 80%. Let's do a more recent one, because these are weird. Okay, so like more recently, it's close to like about 50% with. Okay, so first off, James M. Cox. That's the kind of name you come up with for a porno. But he lost. So, okay, so Dean got 75% in recent memory.
Dean in a phone call the following morning, but Dean refused to acknowledge the win and instead asked to race cars again at the track.
What are you doing? Chad move. Hey, congratulations on your victory. No, race me.
On January 20th, 1969, James Dean held his inaugural address at the official Capitol Raceway. Although presidents in the past had speeches that were typically around 20 minutes, Dean spoke for less than a minute.
I have a speech, and it has the flotsam that you people expect to hear. But that's not fair. No, that's not fair at all. I'm here for all of you. It's only fair that you speak for yourselves. My words shouldn't be louder than yours. So I brought many other guests to speak. They're just people like you and I. In the same time that many other presidents have spoken by themselves, America will speak. Thank you.
That's actually a decent. I mean, yeah, you're the one with the microphone,
to introduce many groups to the microphone, including civil rights activists and Native American families. Martin Luther King Jr. would also come forward to speak in his first appearance since an attempt on his life 9 months prior. President Dean would conclude the inauguration with a brief...
Wait. Yeah, no. So, the assassination attempt is referencing April 4th, 1968, when MLK actually died. So in this universe, he gets shot at, I guess, and then survives?
Bongo performance and went on to race Richard Nixon at the track. In subsequent presidential inaugurations, those who disagreed with the elected president would instead celebrate Dean Democracy Day and protested by watching Dean's unique take on the address in place of the actual one.
What? I'm not using light mode. What are you guys talking about?
President Dean planned to inform
on my desktop, yeah.
of his first 90
I'm a
days in
maniac.
office. However, 6 seconds into the broadcast,
He's just like, listen, no, fuck you, race me. I love that. Like, there's something, like, is he actually really popular, or is he doing something?
the audio cut out and remained absent for the remainder of the speech. Although anti-Dean groups claimed responsibility and took pride in the sabotage address, President Dean planned
4/20/69, nice.
to inform Americans of his first 90 days in office. However, 6 seconds into the broadcast, the audio cut out and remained absent for the remainder of the speech. Although anti-Dean groups claimed responsibility and took pride in the sabotage, many civilians claimed that it benefited the president. The silent broadcast highlighted President Dean's sincere facial expressions and lively disposition, as opposed to the stern and stiff personalities of prior administrations. Viewers were proud to see a man in his prime at the most important position in the country.
Okay, how old was James Dean when he died? Actually, just when was James Dean born? I know very little about him. He was born in 1931. Okay. So 1931. And he gave this address in 1969, so he was 38. You have to be at least 35 to be president. Okay. So that checks out. That's fine.
Ironically, President Dean's popularity grew after the technical difficulty, and film director Stanley Kubrick went on to call the broadcast the greatest silent film ever made.
This is supposed to be horror, right? Like, I'm supposed to be scared? Like, James Dean is so fucking cool. This is the sillier one? Okay. Honestly, the line between comedy and horror is very, very thin. It's you build up to a punchline, and the punchline is either a laugh or a scare. You know, that's horror and comedy in a nutshell.
Stock up and save on all your...
No! Air Force One Angel. Okay. So to be clear, James Dean is not president anymore, right? Who the fuck is president in 2003 in this universe? Could be fucking anyone. Like, I know he's not allowed to be president still, but I mean, he got 75% of the vote. He was so fucking cool. He just was like, you know what? I'll give up my seat as president if you beat me in a race. And everyone was like, dude, this guy's so fucking cool. So Air Force One personally is the one that's dropping shit. The James Dean thing is just to tell you that this timeline isn't ours. Okay. Like, they didn't use a different plane. You could have literally used a different plane for this. That is flying real low. That's the Alcatraz amoeba, right? The circles that are just engulfing everything? That's a thing, right? As long as it doesn't get to here. That's right about where I am. Okay, now I'm concerned. A weirdly inefficient flight path. You're gonna carpet bomb all of the monuments in the United States. Like, wait, Liberty was gone? Oh, what the fuck? That's not good. That's supposed to be there. Last time it went last time it moved, there were monsters in it. That's not cool. It moved in 85. I thought it probably, like, I mean, it just left? Where did it go? No one's gonna talk about how it, like, left? Like, I mean, we talked about that it left, but where the fuck did it go? And when did it, hold up. It left. And so the Liberty Lurker happened in, that's when it moved, was in 1985. And James Dean was elected in, well, he gave his address on 4/20/69, because nice. So, like, and then in 2003, Mount Rushmore was defaced. So this is like right around when did this happen? August. So this is like right around when that happened. So right about when they're like, we've defaced these things or whatever. This event coincides with the Rushmore vandalism. See, it's important to take notes. I'm gonna put down a thing. Dean for Prez, 1969. Okay. Anyway, continue. No one knows how to use a fucking camera in this universe. Is it a fella? We're unauthorized and unmanned. Wait, Wait. The White House officials later disclosed that the unusual flight path of Air Force One was unauthorized and unmanned. How did that happen? Why would you tell us that? The lone figure seen inside the plane was dubbed as Air Force One Angel and is yet to be Why would you just be like, yeah, you know, we lost track of Air Force One for a bit. Jesus took the wheel. You're right. This universe, yeah, they don't really care about withholding information. They're just like, you know what? Yeah, I don't know. Air Force One just did like a fucking joyride for no reason by itself. No one gives a shit. If you wanted to, instead of the, so when Bush was in office, he announced the Freedom of Information Act, right? But with President Dean, if you wanted to get that information, you just had to outrace the president. If you outrace the president, you can ask one question. It's like a genie wish. You can know anything. Just challenge the president to a race.
I was a Lincoln looker for 2 weeks. It was terrifying. One moment you're at home answering the door, and the next you're stuck in some kind of suit. The smell was awful in there, and the metal seat was so cold. The only thing you can do is look through 2 little holes. It was some kind of mask, and whenever the sun shined near, I could see the inside of it. It was a familiar face.
This is the good timeline, where James Dean is the super cool president that you get to race, and monsters are real.
Every few nights, straws would be put through the holes, and someone would feed me some weird soup.
It's the weird soup is just the you know, when you have trash and it leaks a bit, it's, if you've ever had to throw stuff into a dumpster.
After 2 weeks, they found out that they had misidentified me, and I wasn't the correct Lincoln looker. Reagan apologized to me personally, and I was released with some monetary.
Okay, good universe, probably not. Reagan is still president in this timeline. So that's just a Reagan moment. Kidnapping people and forcing them to drink dumpster water.
Compensation. They don't care if I talk about it or not. No one would take me seriously. Lincoln looking is just too absurd.
Have you defined Lincoln looking? I mean, you could just say it. The mask looked like fucking Lincoln.
There's always someone that we dislike more than everyone else. Not usually famous or important, but they've done something that's affected this person.
Cut you off in traffic, sure.
Often you're the only person who remembers this act. But I've been that bad, but memory hurts. Everyone experiences this, and the president is no exception. Except he can do something about it. Every president can choose one person to be a Lincoln looker. After their alibi is fabricated, the person is abducted from their home, and they stay a Lincoln looker for as long as the president sits in office. Nobody can question his decision, and it's no trial. You might be surprised, but it's nothing new. It's been a tradition. Lincoln lookers have been around for a very long time.
Lincoln looking sounds a bit illegal, yeah. Imprisoned behind presidential portraits. They had to publicly remove and reinstall the portraits to demonstrate that no space existed to hold Lincoln lookers. Babe, wake up. New irrational fear just dropped. I think they just had a bad picture of him. Portrait 1. Wall behind. One of these is going to be spooky. Amazing.
Hello, we are not available now. Please leave your name and phone number after the beep. We will return your call.
Hey, Eunice. It's Howard. I don't know what I just saw. I was at the top of the steps, reading the inscriptions and talking to visitors, when I started to hear a faint scratching sound. I didn't think much of it at first, but when I got close to the chair, I realized that the scratching was coming from inside the marble. So I went to a guard and asked whether she could do anything about animals that could be trapped in there. She told me not to worry about it, and that they'd take care of it once there were fewer visitors. A few minutes passed, and the scratching became much louder. I went back to the guard and asked what kind of animals usually got stuck in there, and she said, be trapped in there.
The chair. Are you talking about the Lincoln Monument?
Top of the step. I don't know what I just... Reading the inscriptions and talking to visitors, when I started animals that could be trapped in there. She told me not to worry about it, and that they'd take care of it once there were fewer visitors. A few minutes passed, and the scratching became much louder.
So they trap
I went back to
people in monuments?
Usually got stuck in there, and she said, wild animals. The sound started to make visitors anxious. I remember one boy pulling so hard at his mother's hand, begging to leave. A blind girl with one of those canes went up to the chair and pressed her head against it to listen. Then she started crying. Her parents tried to pull her away, but she just began to hit the chair with her cane. That's when the guards asked everyone to go back down the steps. I don't know why, and it's going to sound crazy, but I felt compelled to help. So I went to the blind girl and joined her in hitting the marble. The guards tried to pin us down, but the scratching became too loud for even them. It sounded like someone was shaving down a chalkboard. Eventually the marble began to crack, and a few more hits caused the crevice to expand all the way.
Where were you hitting it with? The blind girl was hitting it with a cane, and those things are like they're not strong, right? Like the plastic or metal or whatever. Like they're lightweight because you don't want to. He was just punching the shit out of marble. Fucking maniac.
Way to the top of the chair. There was a sudden burst of air from the damage, and the head suddenly turned toward us.
He's pulling a Minecraft thing. He just started punching it like it was Minecraft. Really strong blind girl. It's, people talk about how you gain extra senses when you go blind, but the reality is that you gain super strength, and you can just, like, beat the shit out of anything when you become blind. So, just, thing you should know.
I was afraid it would fall, so I picked the girl up and went down a few steps. The head slowly rotated back into place, and when it started to be pushed upwards, I took out my camera. It was no wild animal.
It's less scratching and more screaming. Every time that you can actually see the thing, it just stops. Like, come on now. Okay. It's kind of hard to tell what it...
Keep it cheesy, thin, and...
What was the Lincoln? Okay, so a Lincoln Looker, someone who gets trapped in the monument. But why? So it's similar to whatever the sacrifice that they were doing in. Really should allow ad block in incognito mode. Yeah, I have ad block. I was going to say, like, don't I have ad block? I mean, it's ad block plus, so, like. Ritual. So, if you just dislike someone, if you just kind of fucking hate someone, you can become president, and then you get to trap them in the Lincoln Monument in order to appease the monster that lives in it? I mean, do you think that fucker that has to be a monster? You saw the hand on the Liberty Lurker? That thing was massive. Also, yeah, no audio, sorry.
Her friends and the hymns they sung. So she started a tune that broke the man's lung.
Oh, okay. Oh. Wait, what the fuck? Special tree. It's a fucked up looking tree. Okay. You put the Washington Monument around it. Okay. Then 1989 or 1889 is when the interview with the Statue of Liberty happened. Construction stops due to the American Civil War. Sure. Prisoners of war are being led into the okay. So we're just sacrificing everyone to this thing. Immigrants, prisoners of war. This is true American moments. Like, not really surprising. Hear the music within its walls. That's normal. That's what the actual ads for the Washington Monument say. Ellis Island people? No. 20 individuals disappear while visiting the Washington Monument. It's off by like 40 years. The wording on this video. Okay. Oh, they put an entrance on it. Never really occurred to me, but I guess there isn't an entrance to the... Washington Monument. Hoisting cable. Sure. There's nothing up there. Okay. What? So in the monuments, okay, hold up. So I assume the Statue of Liberty is the same way, but they've got a thing that just drops you to your fucking death Like, not... I was expecting, like, a guy to come out with a knife and, like, stab you or something, and that's how you die, like, ritual sacrifice, sure. But they just have, like, a bucket, and they drop you from, like, 5 or 6 stories up, and you die. I don't know how tall this thing is. And then that's why they have a disposal pit on the Statue of Liberty. It's not standardized across... Okay, cool. I'm making assumptions. The sound waves killed them. Okay. And someone with the same ability to write... Okay, so... When did this happen again? 2000. So, in 2003, Mount Rushmore was defaced. Aw, thank you for the 100 bits, Lacune. Oh, and then you gave me 5,000 bits. Holy shit, how did I miss that? Yeah, that was kind of a big one. Thank you, Lacune. I'm really sorry I missed that. And thank you for the, well, we'll just say 5,100 bits there. Holy shit. Thank you. That's a lot. It's like $51. Thanks. Was there a message attached to that last one? Let me see if I can scroll up high enough. I mean, like, it won't let me go back any farther. Because that was 5 minutes ago. Jesus, I'm an asshole. Yeah, it won't let me scroll back that far. Also, how are you doing this with no one noticing? It's massive, that text. Oh, okay. Focus! Is that my penis or is that a fucking monument? What is that? Still not sure, so it could be my dick. Wait, what? Wait, what the fuck is that? Oh, okay. So all the... Wait. All 19, but didn't 20 go missing? Yeah. All 19. Okay. All 19 out of 20. Read the video description. The 20th Washington absentee has been identified.
An accidental discovery made by 2 fishermen has sent shockwaves across the nation. Around 4 p.m. on Christmas Eve, Ralph Grassman and Michael Tillman were reeling in their last batch of catfish when something on the ice caught their eye.
James Dean.
It looked like a bicorn, one of those hats from way back when, said Grassman, the other of the two who had also organized the trip. Grassman walked down the ice to retrieve the hat. When he pulled back the hat from the ice, someone back at him shocked at the sight of a human scalp, partially exposed in the ice.
Why that?
Tillman walked over and after a brief discussion with Grassman, agreed to remove the rest of the body from the ice. The effort took several hours, but by 10 p.m. the fishermen were able to pull the entire body from the ice with no further damage.
T-pose to
Although
assert
both men
dominance.
had presumed that the individual was already dead for some time, Tim exclaimed in shock when he reportedly saw the individual's eyelid twitch. Grassman suggests to
Wait, hold up.
Suggests to immediately take the body twitch. Grassman
Motherfucker's eyes.
suggests to immediately take the body home and attempt to
Sneaky
revive the
little
frozen
boy.
man. They proceed to carry it back to Grassman's apartment.
I heard about a girl who she was frozen for, I want to say, several hours, and they were able to resuscitate her. Like, it's possible. Like,
body in a full bathtub, gradually raising the water's temperature throughout the night to prevent shock.
go to a fucking doctor, you weirdos. Like, why?
Grassman claims to have learned this technique from a pulp magazine he had read as a child. At 2 a.m. the following morning, Tillman claimed that an individual briefly regained consciousness and shouted, "Victory or death," while Grassman arrested him in the living room. By 7 a.m. the frozen
Normal.
individual appeared to have relapsed into a deep coma, which prompted Grassman to phone the local authorities. And that's why he hadn't called.
Okay. My bet on why they didn't call any medical personnel is because they were going to do weird sex shit with it.
Medical personnel earlier, Grassman told reporters that he didn't want to risk the lives of the first responders, who had been driving on slippery roads in the dark.
It's a fucking job, dude.
Shortly after being phoned, paramedics arrived and rushed the frozen man to a Delaware State Hospital. Throughout the experience, both fishermen thought that the individual's face seemed vaguely familiar. It was only when Tillman pulled out a dollar bill that the connection was fully made. When we first dug him out, we moved his clothes so that we could carry him more easily.
What?
Because they were completely frozen over. By bet, if we saw the clothes without ice, then we could have no doubt that we dug out George Washington.
Yeah, alright.
Although Delaware State Hospital has declined to comment on the identity and the condition of the man, Grassman brought up the bicone hat from the previous stage of the Delaware History Museum, where historians confirm to be an authentic piece from the 18th century. The validation raised more questions than answers, as further research revealed that no Washington reenactors or artifacts have been reported missing. Grassman believes that the man he dug out from the ice is the true George Washington, and the former president had become gravely ill while crossing the Delaware River. Grassman claims that the imminent death of Washington could have been devastating to the war effort, so his condition was likely kept secret by having a double acting as the president until 1797. And asked for an explanation to why the body had been found so far from the site of the battle, Grassman replied, "Either drifted away or his men purposely planted it far away so that no one could find it."
Delaware, it's not like Antarctica, right? Like it. Like it's not frozen 365 for the river would have been frozen since 1776. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, all right, sure, whatever. He survived it. Fuck it. I don't even give a shit anymore. But like, it was frozen for that long?
During Saturday's morning press conference, President Dean shared his thoughts on
Wait.
the discovery in 2 words.
Wait.
Either drifted away, President decided the as the president until 7 plan could find. During Saturday's morning press conference, President Dean shared his thoughts on
President
the discovery in 2
Dean!
words. I'm surprised.
Lacune, thank you for the 300 bits that I've somehow missed. I'm sorry. Classic Dean moments. I'm surprised. Is he... So this Wait, when did this happen? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if this was like a replay, but so wait. You're allowed. Okay. So this is the assuming that he got reelected, which I assume. So this is near the end of his second term. That he's like, I'm surprised. What? Wait, so they shut down the... Wait, also, why do you have an entire thing based around the Delaware River and not find George Washington by this point? I'm surprised.
Do you think any of us will look back in our lives and regret the things we didn't buy?
I regret having ads on. Imagine you woke up tomorrow and this was all fucking real. Recollection of the Tragedy by John D. Rockefeller. Virginian Wonderland by Virginia. Try uBlock. A 20-minute video. You know, it's fine.
During the first winter of the center's construction, the workers set up a Christmas tree just outside the entrance. It was an uncanny sight to see a green fir stand in the middle of what appeared to be a no-man's land. But this tree, humbly ordained with strings of cranberries, buttons, and tin cans, greatly affected me. It demonstrated that even in the darkest of times, the American people will light the beacons of hope. I thought it could be the start.
I mean, if the ads are going to support the original creator, I'm fine with it. And it gives us a minute to kind of talk about what we've seen.
To Babylon in search of a Christmas tree for the following year.
Okay. John D. Rockefeller going and getting a tree, and we know trees are fucked up and evil, I guess. We put entire monuments around them to hide them, I guess. So we can sacrifice people to them? That's the monster?
For 12 days and 12 nights, Mr. Rockefeller looked for the best tree in the forest. How about this one, Mr. Rockefeller? No, it's much too short. How about this one, Mr. Rockefeller? No, it's much too tall. How about this one, Mr. Rockefeller? No, it's much too average.
Those are the three options, bitch. Make up your mind. Holy shit, what do you want?
Feared that he would leave empty-handed. Then, on the 12th night, just as he was packing up his stuff, Mr. Rockefeller heard the sweetest tune in the air. It sounded as though the very wind itself had fallen in love. He and his men followed the song and found themselves at the base of a very, very special tree. How about this one, Mr. Rockefeller? It's perfect. For the rest of the night, the men swung their axes at the special tree.
Everyone has a mustache.
Chop, chop, chop. However, when the sun rose, the tree was still standing. Their axes had left no marks at all.
You guys suck.
Mr. Rockefeller was surprised. The next day, Mr. Rockefeller and his men laid 100 sticks of dynamite around the tree.
I'm sorry?
3, 2, 1, boom! Yet, the special tree continued to stand. Mr. Rockefeller was surprised. So Mr.
James Dean was surprised. I'm surprised.
Rockefeller decided to hire the best team of grave diggers to take the tree out of the ground. After a week of digging, they told Mr. Rockefeller the tree will be out in 3 years at this rate. Mr. Rockefeller was surprised, but he decided to let the grave
I'm surprised.
diggers work. He would pick the next 3 best trees for the next 3 Christmases. But by the 4th year, the special tree was ready to display.
John Rockefeller having a fucking normal one by being like, well, this tree doesn't get chopped down. Clearly, I watched them. They must have done it. I mean, they just told me that they chopped at it all night and achieved nothing. So I'm going to trust them on that. Like, dude, if rich people were this easy to trick, my God. Like, can you imagine? Just be like, yeah, we totally chopped it all night. That was the thing we did. And he's like, let's use explosives. And like, whoa. All right, yeah, okay.
For the last 2 years, I have seldom mentioned the tragedy.
Why
that
Gravediggers?
occurred
I
at
don't
the
know.
center.
It's weird. I was kind of
Many
thinking that
have
myself.
taken offense at my silence, claiming it to be the result of a desensitization to workplace accidents. Indeed, I have seen enough accidents in 3 lifetimes, but nothing could have prepared me for what happened at the center.
Why does it look like you've had plastic
my
surgery?
friends have blamed the center's original construction workers for the tragedy, since it was their very own
It's kinda
Christmas
hot.
tree that had started the whole tradition. But the truth is that their tree brought joy and wonder to the public. It was my tree, and my tree alone, that brought about
Not
the unprecedented
the
loss.
guy in the previous picture. Just saying.
On a cold December morning in Midtown Manhattan, Rockefeller's men slowly raised the special tree. Heave ho! Heave ho! Heave ho! By the afternoon, the
Also, her
special
voice
tree
actress
stood
is good.
tall and still. It was unlike any other tree, having no color, branches, or leaves. The mayor of New York, Mr. Guardia, thought that the tree was too bare.
I streamed
and asked the branches to
Planet
be added so
Crafter
that ornaments could
for
be hung.
5
Mr.
hours?
Rockefeller didn't
We're
agree.
just doing this
He
for a
thought the
bit.
tree was perfect, just the way it was.
Don't do shit
But
to it.
since Mayor Guardia had been one of his best friends, Mr. Rockefeller told his men to glue some branches on.
Normal.
I, Virginia, watched as the men placed branches on the special tree. I had saved my money for over 9 months to purchase a little star ornament because I wanted to be the very first person to decorate the Rockefeller Christmas tree. It laid in my pocket while I watched because I planned to hang my ornament as soon as the tree was standing.
Sure.
After the final branch had been added and all the
How do you
men
add
left,
branches?
I quickly ran up to the tree. But to my astonishment, the lowest branch of the tree was over twice my height. I jumped as high as I could, but still, the lowest branch was out of my reach. I was very disappointed. I wanted to be the very first person to decorate the tree.
Glue?
But now I had no chance. Unless I called my friends. At once, I began counting my friends on my fingers.
I stopped after 1 because I have no friends.
There was Helen, Charles, Elizabeth, Alice, Joseph, Elsie, Orville, Edith, Olive, and Philip. 10 10 friends that I could ask for help. Then I realized that 10 friends standing on each other's shoulders could put me at the very top of the Christmas tree.
I don't think that's how
job
anything
would be the
works.
first and the tallest. Without a second to spare, I ran from door to door asking for help. Knock, knock, knock. Helen, are you there? Knock, knock, knock. Charles, are you there? Knock, knock, knock. Elizabeth, are you there?
I hope I don't need to know all these
Eventually,
names.
I gathered all 10 of my friends at the bottom of the Rockefeller Christmas tree.
The totally normal
I told them
tree.
my plan, to have them all stand on each other and form a ladder for me to climb to the top.
Virginia, honey. Ladders exist. You're aware of them. Hence why you referenced it in your plan. Where were the adults? This was like 1939 or something. Adults just were like, I don't know, go fucking attack a marmoset or something. I don't care. Just go fuck. God, just go off, do something, or whatever.
And understood my excitement, and they quickly started to climb onto each other's shoulders. Ow! Helen had stepped on Charles' fingers. Ow! Charles had stepped on Elizabeth's fingers. Ow! Elizabeth had stepped on Alice's fingers. After many groans and tumbles, my friends formed a sturdy ladder, and I began to climb. My joy grew.
I feel like this
every
was the
passing
worst
day.
way of doing this, but
Before I knew
sure.
it, I was at the very top, looking down at the tree. My ladder of friends swayed back and forth, and occasionally felt like it was about to collapse. But I tuned out the movement and focused on the tree. Closer, friends, closer. Then I secured the metal star at the top of the tree. It was perfect. Hooray! Victory! I'm the first. Just then, there was
First post.
a strange sound. The tree began to shake. Its glued branches fell off all at once, and the entire tree slowly bent backwards. Soon, the very top of it touched the ground, forming a perfect arc. It was like a very strange rainbow. My heart sank as I saw my star gently slide to the ground from the tree's top. Bolts of lightning then shot out from inside the arc of the tree, producing thunderous booms. The lightning scared my friends and me. We all tumbled to the ground and ran in all directions.
Wait. Oh, shit. Sorry. Accidentally.
Helen had stepped on Charles' friend.
I accidentally hit something that knocked it to the beginning.
From inside the arc.
Okay, so 10 friends plus herself. Like, how tall is a child? Sure, I have. Like, what do you think? They're like 10? 59 inches tall. Sure. Okay. 59 times 10, so 510 inches to feet. 49 feet. So she fell 49 feet-ish? Okay, cool. Seems safe.
Of the tree, producing thunder.
A fall of 6 feet or higher results in major injuries or even death.
Booms. The lightning scared my friends and me. We all tumbled to the ground and ran in all directions, but the lightning caught up to us. I was blinded by a great white light. I remember when my eyes adjusted, I was in a field of special trees.
That's bad.
And I saw...
Redacted's always a good
I
sign.
returned to the street where my friends and I had been struck by the lightning. We were all on the ground, being attended to by other people. I had scratched my legs badly, and I could see that my friends were also hurt.
Yeah, you're right. The subtitles
I
did
looked up
say
at the
something.
Rockefeller building, a field of special trees, and I saw...
I saw so many people. One man ran up to me and whispered, "The trees are not trees." No shit. No shit, Sherlock.
In a flash, I returned to the street where my friends and I had been struck by the lightning. We were all on the ground, being attended to by other people. I had scratched my legs badly, and I could see that my friends were also hurt. I looked up at the Rockefeller buildings, and I thought that they looked a little different. The whole street looked a little different, and the special tree was nowhere in sight.
So they got lasered by a knot tree.
It is only natural for the reader at this point to wonder why the incident has been referred to as a tragedy. There had been no loss of life, and, aside from a few temporary scorch marks on the center, no damage to the surrounding property. I, too, assumed it was a mostly inconsequential event, likely an electrical accident whose effects were exaggerated by the children at the scene.
These children and their need for workplace security. God. Anyway, we just let children climb each other back in the 1930s or whatever.
I was grateful that every life involved had been spared. A death at the center would have weighed heavily on my mind for some time.
I would have felt bad about it for like a week.
But when I encountered
if a child
the
died.
results of the children's medical examinations, I wished that a death had occurred in place of the unfathomable.
What happened?
My mom and Pa visited me at the hospital, but they looked completely different. Ma looked worried. After she wiped her tears, she asked, "Did you hang your bear at the Rockefeller tree?"
No, it was a star.
I answered, "It wasn't a bear. I was going to hang a star." To which they asked, "What do you mean?" Pa asked, "Where did you get these clothes?" I answered, "These are my clothes, the ones you helped me put on this morning." To which
Her
they asked,
life has been spared. Thank you for the 100 bits.
My ma then asked,
Akune.
"Why are there dots all over your face?" I answered, "Those are my freckles. I've had them since I was little."
Bro.
To which they asked, "What do you mean?" My parents quietly left my bed and talked to my friend's parents. Then they all started to cry and yell. The nurses made them leave, which made me feel better. None of us thought that our real parents had visited, but they all did feel familiar. Orville and Philip were especially shaken. They didn't even share the same last name with their parents.
That's weird.
The nurses tried to convince us that those who had visited us were our parents, and that we would come around to properly greet them after we healed. But it was hard to believe. Whenever I looked out the window, I saw that Manhattan looked different from memory. Mr. Rockefeller himself was kind enough to visit us in the hospital. He asked us whether we were okay, and then after some time, he and the nurses began to ask us some very easy questions about American history. With every reply, they would chuckle and shake their heads, until I told Mr. Rockefeller who I thought he was. He chuckled at first, and then became silent, as if the simple fact had deeply affected him. He had asked all my friends a few more questions about himself, and with each answer, he seemed a little more scared. Mr. Rockefeller quietly stood with the nurses for a while, before he wished us a Merry Christmas and left. That evening, the nurses took x-rays of us to make sure we hadn't broken our ribs. Usually, those taking the x-rays are more than happy to show their patients what the pictures looked like. But when I asked to see them, the nurses ignored me. I didn't fall asleep that night. I kept my ear close to the wall to hear what the nurses were saying next door. I heard one sentence over and over.
Bingo's Benton.
Backward. I wonder what they meant by that. I never told my friends, because I didn't want to scare them. But I spent the rest of the night with my hand to my chest, wondering if my heart was ever on the right side.
That is a thing that can happen. I learned that from Hitman. 3, 2, whatever.
For several weeks, the children were kept under observation at the Columbia Presbyterian Hospital. I visited them as soon as I had the chance to. All the families of these children were deeply unsettled, for they had all independently come to the conclusion their child had been replaced by a doppelganger. They claimed that these new sons and daughters possessed substantial differences from their real children. The majority of differences involved altered physical attributes and the inability to recognize familiar locations and characters, such as their parents and their homes. 2 boys even claimed to have names different to those that their mothers had given them at birth. But of all the discrepancies, the most bizarre was their faulty recollections of notable persons and events. For instance, each of the affected children claimed that I had become the wealthiest man in America through an oil monopoly.
He did, right? Oh yeah, he did just look like a fucking weirdo. Like, those are actual pictures of him. Wow, I don't like it. Okay, anyway. What was he famous for? Yeah, he's Standard Oil Company. Okay.
It is common knowledge that I did indeed work at an oil refinery in my youth. But to entirely deny my 2 terms as president and insist instead that I had always been a mere philanthropist.
Oh, okay. So there's 2 universes, and they came from our universe and went to what I assume is the James Dean universe. Unless if they're gonna fuck around and add extra universes, in which case go to hell, man.
Struck me as being particularly odd. The families were agonized by the children's behavior. Some continue to search for their real
Philanthropist
children.
it's
I
a
support their
interesting use of the word.
But I do not believe that the children's afflictions were the result of hysteria.
Also, real quick, when he's reading this, that previous cut that we had, it cut at page 59, right? And the next page was 60. So it skipped a portion of his text as well, right about when it was the redacted portion. I think. I'm like 95% certain on that one. First time I cut was 48.
Recollecting the day that I had selected the tree. I have since realized the difficulties involved in the removal of it should have repeatedly discouraged me. And had I been discouraged, the families of those children would not be experiencing the anguish that they currently have. Perhaps I never had the opportunity to select another tree. Perhaps I was meant to select that tree regardless of my persistent character. Perhaps we are all trolleys, forced to follow the path of the track to each of our destinations. I take solace in that thought. Or perhaps the tree chose me.
It's concerning. Yeah, that's some rich people shit right there. Draxon points out, it's someone else's fault that I wasn't persuaded to choose another tree. And according to Virginia's story, he's like, yeah, it's too small, too big, too fucking average. Like, bitch, what do you want? What the hell do you want, dude? You want this weird ass tree in the forest? Cool, we'll cut it down. We can't cut it down. Okay, we'll blow it up. We can't blow it up. We'll dig it up for 3 years because that's a normal thing to spend money on. And then he gets it and he's like, I don't know. Someone should have stopped me. That's everyone else's fault. It's not my fault. I had no chance to stop what was happening here. It just, all of a sudden, when this guy like cheats on his wife, do you think that it's like a situation where it's like, man, I just fell into her. And then when I was trying to get back up, I fell into her again. And just, it kept happening. I kept tripping as I was trying to get out. It wasn't sex. It wasn't sex. Don't worry about it. I know it looked like that, but I just kept tripping. And anyway, if I did cheat on you, it would be your fault. Just saying. Because, like, you know? It resembles a man more than any tree. Hate that. Someone learn how to focus, for God's sake. That's the other sign of that we're in the other universe, is no one knows how to aim a camera. I think it's right there. Okay, just lasers then. She did a great job on the voice work. Okay, so the tree can teleport you to another universe. One where James Dean is the president. Everyone's organs are backwards in that universe. Cars. God, I'm getting hungry. That actually looks good. Oh, it's Firehouse. Firehouse is alright. Oh, hold up. Oh, I love the movie maker bullshit. Let's go. Oh, the mosaic transfer. Amazing. Oh, you can tell it's footage because it's completely out of focus and shaky as shit. Made the whole place smell like vinegar. What am I looking at? The thing flying around? Like that little thing? Again. Then I saw it again. fuck is it? What am I looking at? For God's sake, zoom out. See, now you can see something. Fuck you. There's a little fella? Little fella hanging out? Oh, not a little fella at all. No, hold up now. Like, fuck anything else in this video. What the hell was that? Wow, fella time. I have no idea what I was looking at. Oh, Limes, thank you for the raid. Yeah! Mr. Squirrel, let's go! Let's go! Fuck yeah! Hold up. Thank you for the raid, Limes. We're watching the Monument Mythos. And it's about it's an analog horror story about an alternate universe history where James Dean is president. And there are trees that are in monuments, and they're monsters, and America does ritual sacrifices in order to appease the trees, so you don't get teleported from our universe to theirs or vice versa. And Alcatraz is on chemo to keep it from migrating past West Texas. The chemo shit didn't work. Yeah, Alcatraz began multiplying like crazy and is now everywhere. It sounds like a 5-year-old. Like, am I wrong? The Statue of Liberty is just gone. Thank you for the 100 bits, Lacune. The thing that popped up was a giant face like the Zelda moon. As in the prison has just fucked off. It just fucked off. It's, yeah. George Washington's alive. He's alive, and when James Dean was told about it, President James Dean, he said, "I'm surprised," which is very James Dean. He just, man, a few words. This is called the Monument Mythos. We're watching the first season. Fun fact, Alcatraz only started going crazy when the U.S. government shut the prison down in 1963. Okay, timing, sure. There's a lot of weird timing shit that's going on that I haven't quite, like, figured out. They sacrificed a bunch of immigrants to the Statue of Liberty. And then in 1985, the tree in the Statue of Liberty started freaking out. And in 2003, Air Force One just started going apeshit and flying around. And dropping packages on monuments. Was there a tree in the statue? I'm pretty sure there was a tree. Yeah, it was unmanned. And the government was just like, oh, it was fucking weird. You know? So yeah, that's as far as I understand what the hell is going on. not saying it was aliens, but it was trees. Yuki Snowfox, thank you for the 2 months of support. Would you be willing to check out Pixel Space, part of the Homestuck side of the community? I'd love to share some of our pixel art with you in chat. I have no idea what that is. Hit me up on like something, email or Tumblr DM or something, and I'll look into it. That's neat. Pixel art's cool. Anyway, thank you for the raid, Limes. I hope you had a good stream. I hope you had a good birthday the other day. I have no idea how old you are now, but happy birthday. I said it on Twitter, but you know. And are you joining us for the because we got the this thing. This is happening. We're showing this off now. Mike sent it to me, so it's cool to show off. Are you joining us for Tabletop Sim? Also, you have a new puppy. Yeah. I thought when you were saying you combed down a new puppy, I thought it was like it was a joke, because sometimes when we comb the cats, it's just you have 2 puppies. PogChamp. Wesker's almost 11 months old. Dude, that's still a baby. Wesker and Leon. And then you've got, so you have several ferrets and 2 puppies? That's a lot of animals. And little dogs are like a lot of work. You know what? Fair enough. Fuck it. 3 ferrets, 2 puppies. Good. Good. Why the ferret had a MILF hat? Man, I like fishing. Moobot, you just Google Moobot and you'll find it. Pogbot is just here. I don't know. 2 cats, 2 pythons, a hognose snake, a bearded dragon, and 7 frogs? Man, I love ferrets. I see. I could see myself getting a DILF hat. Dude, I love frogs. I have 2 cats. Herman and Abby. Herman Munster Mullen and Abigail Morgan Le Fay Mullen. Named after Herman Munster from the Munsters, and then Abigail from the awesome metal album Abigail by King Diamond. Pro Jared's Washington Monument. Yes. Anyway, let's get back to whatever this is. As far as we can tell, I guess there's giant heads floating around the Grand Canyon. Canyon crown. Use vinegar to shrink its huge head back into its body. That's normal. I think that was Maya. Wait, is he wearing a G-string? With that flat ass, he's wearing a G-string? Get the fuck out of here. You see it? Looks like a G-string to me. Don't pog at that, Rev Pogbot. That is barely... He's not cheeked up. Get the fuck out of here. That is the flattest ass I've ever seen. Not that I've ever seen. That I've seen since this morning when I looked in the mirror. I do not recognize the name Maya.
HEB brand jalapeno popper.
Dude, these things do rock, though. I'm fine with just brushing my teeth. That's fine. What is the trajectory of your teeth? What do you plan on doing with your teeth? Maya was abducted as a Lincoln looker. Oh. Well, I know ad block. It doesn't work when you run an incognito menu or window. Okay, so they want to put Statue of Freedom. Freedom is difficult to cast. Apologies for the delays. Okay. Mr. Crawford died? Okay. They're not speaking in Morse code. This is just Italian, yeah. It just sounds like this. He's gonna be okay? Yeah.
5 aprile. Gli schizzi di Papino della Libertà sono stupendi. Lei assomiglia alla mamma se fosse una regina. Ho chiesto a Papino se potesse fare una statua che mi somigliasse. Ha detto sì.
What language is this? French? Again, a little bit of Italian? No, Italian's beep 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 beep. Sorry, I've got a bit of an accent when I speak Italian, but I mean beep 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 beep.
Oggi Papino è andato al suo studio. Gli ho chiesto se avesse già iniziato a lavorare alla mia statua ed ha continuato a sorridermi. Io
That's a normal looking face.
credo di sì. Papino è molto
Let's see. I'm trying to remember. As beep 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 beep. That's how you say it. Where's the bathroom? In Italian, right?
13 aprile. Non abbiamo avuto notizie di papà per un po' di giorni. È già successo in passato, dato che è solito lavorare al suo studio per tanto tempo.
Check the
La mamma
bathroom.
oggi era molto
I
preoccupata.
don't speak Spanish.
È andata nel suo studio dopo avermi messo a letto. 15 aprile. Mamma è tornata a casa stanotte. È andata dritta verso la sua stanza. 16
Ok.
aprile. Oggi è venuto l'ispettore. Ci ha chiesto di Papino e poi è andato nella stanza della mamma. Un paio di momenti dopo sono arrivati più uomini.
Ok.
Mamma stava piangendo. Continuano a gridare: lei ha i suoi occhi, lei ha i suoi occhi.
What? Mom has no eyes?
Ero spaventata. Sono scappata via dalla casa. 18 aprile. E ricordo
No, the statue has no eyes.
Papino dire alla mamma come la statua sarebbe stata messa in una nave chiamata Monarca. Sono andata al porto e l'ho trovata accorata là vicino. Accanto alla nave c'erano alcune scatole. Parti della libertà erano in ciascuna di esse.
Okay, so child doesn't know where the dad is, so... Because the dad died, and so the kid is climbing into the box that holds the statue that's going to be on... Okay.
Truffolata in una scatola vera vuota. Spero che venga mandata dove sta Papino. Sento il suo spirito vicino alla libertà. 21 aprile. Sono molto affamata. Le scatole sono legate con una corda, quindi non posso uscire da sola. C'è un forte rumore nella stanza, come dell'argilla trascinata per il pavimento. Posso sentire le corde che vengono...
No one said he died. They said he passed away, right? Specifically. Something coming out of the box? Is it Papa? There are more sounds, like wood being broken. Is this an isekai? This is an isekai, isn't it? I just realized. Like, it's just shit. It's a shit isekai.
E Papino? Ci sono molti altri suoni, come legno che
You go to an alternate reality, and it's not like wizards and fantasy and elves and shit, but it's just President Dean and monsters.
Dato che le corde sono rotte, sono uscito in fretta dalla scatola ed ho trovato del pane e della frutta nella stanza accanto. Mi sono sbagliata. Non è Papino, ma ha I suoi occhi.
The statue isn't Papa, but it has his eyes. That's not good.
Ho paura di entrare di nuovo nella scatola. Ieri ha fatto suoni più rumorosi. Mentre cercavo per del cibo, credo che mamma mi abbia vista. La scatola è l'unico posto per nascondersi. Le corde continuano ad essere rotte da quella cosa con gli occhi di Papino. Ho paura che quella cosa o quell'uomo possano aprire la mia scatola. Non scriverò più molto, perché ho paura di fare rumore. Scriverò nuovamente quando arriverò sulla terraferma.
It.
29 aprile. La cosa con gli occhi di papà.
The thing with Papa's eyes took me today. Not good. It ran me through the jungle. Its sword cut hundreds of trees.
Mi ha tenuta mentre correva attraverso la giungla. La sua spada ha tagliato centinaia di alberi.
I'm expecting that you guys are reading this, by the way.
Ma ho potuto vedere gli occhi di papà fissarmi da quelle palpebre metalliche. Siamo scesi giù per un buco e in una grotta profonda. Dopo avermi messo a
Also, does anyone speak Japanese that's able to keep up with what she's saying here? Like, is this actual? Like, yeah? Thank you for the 100 bits, Lakune. Where is Joan when you need him? With the time... John with the time reset. She's... No. It's Japanese. Come on, y'all. Have you never heard of Have you never heard any Japanese before? It's Italian, okay?
Braccia contro delle pietre. Ormai è da ore che affila la sua spada con le rocce, ma non ho mai guardato la lama. Oggi, sin da quando ho iniziato a scrivere, la cosa con gli occhi di Papino ha fissato me.
Japan is a made-up country from animes. Oh, fuck. Did me saying that make me sound like a weeb? For saying that Japan's real? Shit. Everyone's gonna make fun of me for being a weeb. I wish Japan was real.
Aprile. 6 casse sono state caricate all'alba. Sono pesanti. Ciascuna di esse contiene una parte di una grossa scultura. 29 aprile.
Ciao means I love you in Japanese.
La nave ci ha messo ore per approdare nel porto. C'erano molti buchi neri postiglia. Ciascuno di essi ha permesso ad enormi quantità d'acqua di entrare. Senza il carrame saremmo affondati in 3 giorni. Abbiamo aperto le casse per gli ufficiali della dogana. Le casse.
Crates are empty. That's always good.
On the morning of April 29th, we received numerous reports regarding a tremendous force that rushed up the rock, which tore down hundreds of trees and created several landslides.
The statue, for some reason.
One civilian likened the phenomena to the work of a gigantic crazed fella. Due to the sheer number of reports and the high level of concern in the surrounding community, I deployed myself along with 13 officers to the rock in search of an explanation. We discovered that there was indeed a newly forged trail through the dense foliage stretching almost the entire height of the rock. The trail was astonishingly linear, with no bends in the path. The cuts to the trees themselves were precise. The downed trees continued to be worn to the touch, presumably due to the extreme speed of this force.
That didn't burn them?
Fires present along the trail were extinguished by fellow officers as we traversed the rock. The path ended at a large crevice in the ground, which looked to be an entrance to a large underground cavern. After requesting additional men and equipment, Officer Hadley descended into the crevice. It was not long until Hadley exclaimed in fright and urged us all to enter. Within the following hour, the majority of us were in the cavern, which appeared to be an undiscovered offshoot of Sir Michael's cave. In the middle of the location stood a plaster model of a tall Greco-Roman statue of a woman. Surrounding this sculpture were the splayed remains of an individual, flattened like a set of clothes. A hollowed-out torso was stretched a quarter of the way up the statue, the sight of which compelled a few of the officers to exit the cavern.
That's not a Pog moment, dude. Pogbot, please.
Collected and sent to the morgue, while the sculpture was cleaned and lifted out. The statue's blade, held in its right hand, matched the cuts present on the downed trees. Despite the fantastical implications of this detail, the Gibraltar police force officially concludes that the work of the crazed fella was nothing more than the result of heavy winds.
Yeah. Yeah? I mean, I guess statue going on a rampage isn't much better, but like... Okay. Alright. I see you. Makes no fucking sense, but alright. Must have been the wind.
During a secondary investigation, a journal was discovered in the cabin. A translation of its Italian text is in progress.
Arrives the tight-knit wooden ship. The plaster body is absent. Instead, a tall, wounded woman sleeping in its vessel.
Don't look.
Donning a helmet wrapped in a robe, clutching a sword and a damaged shield.
Suddenly good audio.
Overheard a conversation with the captain. A violent conflict with freedom at the port in Gibraltar. They tell me inside her is the plaster, and I walk away, silently believing freedom craved liberation so terribly she tried to take it for herself. But off the ship, she was dragged away. Freedom locked up. Freedom in chains.
That's a good name for a band.
They tell me I have to take it out of her. So hook, rope, peel, and pull. When it was done, freedom stood motionless.
Okay, well, hold up. The statue is covered in skin? Is that what the eyes from the guy? It's like pop pop. Did it take it? Oh. Pogbot, no. No. Jesus Christ. The uranium thing earlier and the child death, like, in the choke, the autoerotic asphyxiation, like, bruh. We're gonna have to time out Pogbot. Like, guy, dude, you're a freak.
Freedom stood still. I see the final bronze woman, and I feel as if, maybe even hope, she's only dormant now, and will awaken again.
You want that? That's not a thing you want. It's not a thing that anyone should want. That's a bad thing. Don't make it wake up. Anti-Dean Association storms the U.S. Capitol. Anti-Dean Association. ADA gunfire. Oh shit. Fuck you! Shoot the statue! Killed it! I'm supposed to discern anything from that? Can someone just get a bipod? No. At the beginning of this, you can see something at the top of the frame. Yeah, you see it? You can't see where I'm fucking pointing. What am I doing? Where? Fucking goddamn mirrored. There. You see it? Up at the top there? Oh, I got another idea. All right, yeah, hold up. Okay, hold up. There. Do you see it? That's weird. Or use your mouse. Ooh. The statue is 19 feet tall IRL. I wish someone could invest in a decent, like, tripod. Okay. Okay. So monuments can be fucked up and evil for no reason. Like this one just craved human flesh. Okay. There's more, sure. There's another season. Cat? Alright. Well, that was season 1 for what it's worth. Still a season 2, and apparently these two are also connected. So I don't know what the plan is for tomorrow, because I said that I wasn't going to do March of the Mice, and then because I wanted to give room for Mike to do his thing, but now he's doing something else, and I haven't done any art for it for today. So I could attempt to bust it out. When we get to watch season 2, I think we'll watch it soon. I think Wednesdays for this would be good, because Wednesdays are usually a shorter day for me. Not by a lot. I play Warhammer on Wednesday. And so if I'm a little late on getting it together, starting stream, because normally I start stream at 1. And I'll stream 1 till 7. Anasi, thank you for the 32 months of support. Evil for the sake of evil, like people in charge of Twitch. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I would rather not rush it. Yeah. So how about next Wednesday at about 5? Does that sound good? And that way we can catch up, and then people on After Hours can actually hear about this and know that it's going to happen, so they could be here. 5 Central Standard Time. It's currently 7:31. If you're watching live, videos go live on After Hours at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So figure out what the fuck that is for you. If you live in Europe, that's probably like 7 your time. 7 at night, which is 19. You guys do the weird thing, right? East Coast, it's an hour difference, so it'd be an hour earlier, so it'd be 4. And West Coast, you fucking figure it out yourself. No one lives there anymore. Alcatraz killed you all. It would be 6, yeah. Other way around. Other way around, because it's an hour earlier here than it is there. Okay, cool, good. I'm gonna go. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. Either way, I hope you guys have a great evening. And I will see you tomorrow with something, not March of the Mice. We're going to do March of the Mice next Thursday instead. Yeah, I'll see you guys then.